All cases here are alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Hey everybody, but how y'all doing today? Today's court session is inspired by first season Love and Hip Hop Mama D wig, okay? So everybody who are here tonight, you are here because it is what we gotta do, bring it to order. Because they're running amok. They're running amok in the palace, okay? So it is a BICTH in that order, okay? Make sure y'all have it. Is it the heels or the flats or the mother and wedges in that order? And we about to get some order here today, y'all. I had to go find me an old nasty piece of Mama D season 1 wig in the palace, y'all. Look, I come up in here with a crown on, okay? So with that being said, welcome, everybody. Y'all don't drag me. This wig is on purpose, okay? It is Mama D inspired. I should have been in a palace in the background, okay? I should have instead of in the court. Now today, before we get started, we're going to go ahead and welcome you to the channels. Okay, we are streaming on Ranting's channel as well as California Cuties channel. We are streaming. So make sure you guys are hitting the like, okay, on everybody's channel. Make sure you are commenting and make sure that you are subscribing, okay, to all channels.
Yes, ma'am.
If you feel so inclined to donate to any one of the ladies upon the panel, okay, everybody's Cash App is scrolling as of now on the bottom of the page. And if you feel so inclined to do so, you are also able to send a super chat, super sticker, or join this channel as well, okay, as Prosperity Thick Girls channel, okay?
On your courtship, may I interrupt you for 1 sec?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I believe it should be a fine if you don't go give us a like on all the channels. If you do not do so, I think you should be fined $1 trillion. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying.
The court hears that motion.
And subscribe to your courtship.
The court hears that motion and agrees. Now, with that being said, we are going to do something a little bit different this evening. So we are not doing a trial. This here is an arraignment and a grand jury summons to see if we will take these people to trial. Because as you know, Love and Hip Hop is currently filming, baby. And I have a feeling this story is not ending. Okay, so we don't want to have to tie it up, okay, in a bow, because the story can't be tied up in the bow yet, okay? So with that being said, let's see who we got in the courts, okay, so we can go down roll of all the jurors, okay? Hey, Princess Mother, how are you doing? Hey, you grow girl, you know to come early, girl. Hey, Z, how are you? Hey, Luna Brain Fireheart. Okay, come on, Luna Brain Fireheart. I feel like that has something to do with the horoscopes and the sun moon risings, but I don't know them like that. Tell me if I'm wrong, but welcome to Night Court. How are you? Hey, Nicole Honore, my fave. How are you? Hey, Just Me Cheryl. How are you? Hey, Mother Black Diamond, how are you? Hey, Juan Davis, my love, how are you? Hey, Chef Don. All right, how are you, my love? Hey, Melissa, how are you? Yes, y'all know I like it when you call me your courtship.
Ooh, your courtship. Your ex-husband is in the chat.
My who?
Your ex-husband.
My ex-husband?
You'll get to him. You'll see.
You'll see.
Oh, like, wait, what? Hey, Chrislyn, how are you? Hey, my good brother, so debonair. How are you?
Oh, that's what we do.
Our good brother. I ain't gonna be messy.
Don't get funky up in here.
I ain't gonna be messy. Hey, our good brother, so debonair. Hey, Q, my love. How you been, my boo? Hey, Christine Lambert. How are you, my love? Yes, make sure y'all put y'all cuties in the chat. Hey, Auntie Natty, how are you? Auntie of the channel. Hey, QQ. Hey, Terry T. Baby Davis, my love, how are you? Hey, Sabrina Bonzu. Hey, Astute Queen B. All my people up in the I got my people with me. I'm gonna need all y'all when me and Deb start doing them RHOA, the Roha reunions. I'm gonna need all y'all to come through, baby, because my people bring the life to the chat. Okay, my people, these people conservative, they be nice. My people be, girl, when we did the reunion looks, it was my people cutting up in the chat talking about that lady. What's her name?
Shrek.
No, girl, not she, but she not. The other one, Marno. They talk about Marno look like a black and mild.
I was going more for
I said she look like Night at the Museum Mummy. But
thank you, miss you, love you.
No. You know them gift bags, them black and gold gift bags that you get down to the Dollar Tree? That's what she looked like.
Oh, girl, I know you lying. Hey, Cheryl, my favorite Liberian cayenne pepper. Oh, y'all talking about Kenny. Hey, Kenny.
Yeah, your ex-husband.
I ain't seen him in so long, baby. I need my alimony.
He was at game night yesterday.
Baby, he ain't gave me my alimony. Kenny, I am raising my alimony up to $1 trillion a week. So said it is written, so said it is ordered. Y'all about to have some hot wings in the court now when my alimony stuff coming through.
Wait, your ex-husband was at game night.
Hot wings and comfortable benches.
Your ex-husband was at game night and he had never seen CB4, but for some reason he got to number 3.
Oh, he almost got his black card back. Hey, Miss Major, how are you? Yes, everybody gotta like the video on all channels. Hey, Saki, speak. How are you, my love? All right, we speaking on everybody's channel. I like that. That's what I like. Okay, let the likes be liking.
The likes is liking. Thank y'all.
Match. Hey, Auntie Maxine, how are you?
Auntie Maxine, that's a nice name. I like it.
Good job.
That was supposed to be my name.
Auntie Maxine.
My name was supposed to be Maxine. I love Maxine. My name was supposed to be Maxine. I told you my mother's talks with a lisp, and she pronounced it Maxine. And they wrote it how she pronounced it. They wrote it Maxine.
Maxine. Oh, okay.
They wrote it Masine instead of Maxine. And she just she said it was different.
Yeah, it's cute. I like it your way.
Hey, Big Queen. How are you, my love?
Hello.
Now he in here acting like Eva Marcel husband.
He ain't gonna let you go.
You gotta let me go. You gotta let me go. I am so glad everybody in here. Make sure, hey, Lord Karma, I ain't even start finding nobody yet. You on time?
Yeah, you good.
He said he already owes so much.
So he said he is safe, right, for now.
All right.
Your courtship, my cut-up partner.
Not the Judge Bangs is banging. Girl, this. Baby, I got this from the good and synthetic and repossession side of the beauty store, okay? That's where I got this from, to be Mama D. This is a costume wig. This ain't real wiggage. This ain't real. You see how
a wig ain't wigging?
No, this is Mama D season 1. Y'all look, I ain't had that leopard shirt she had on when she said, she left my baby for dead. She left my baby for dead. She is a BICTH. And in that order.
That's right.
And when I go for a camera tonight in honor of Mama D.
That part.
Mama D is no joke.
In that order. 2 claps and a jab. 2 claps and a dab. Okay. Don't forget. Is it the heels or the flats or the mother and wedges? In that order. Okay. And speaking of in that order, anybody who come in for the rest of the night will be fined. Okay. You will. Let
me look at the last people. Let me see.
You're getting fined.
Baby, I'm about to tell you, because they're going to be. Listen, if you can't pay your fines, okay, you're gonna be like, if you're out there in the streets and you're looking for me, I'll be hustling like a dog till my knees get weak. That's that old school New Orleans bounce. And with that being said, round here, baby, y'all looking, baby, because your girl is stopped up. The we just not got on. I had got the wig that she had with the bang, so y'all can't see the swollenness of the eyes from the sinus infection. Okay. So with that being said, honey.
Our banner dropped out.
Honey, let's go ahead and get it on, okay? Let's get it on to the break of dawn with the first person we are bringing up for the grand jury to trial. Okay, instead of being class 6, which is Miss Erica Dixon's line, she is being brought before the grand jury accused of being classless. Bailiff, go ahead.
The bailiff not here.
The bailiff had dropped down. You didn't see if she's back in the back.
The bailiff is here.
The bailiff went to take a smoke break.
I am here.
Okay, my love.
The phone is acting up, but this is the trial of the mother that loves her children against the mother that doesn't. That's what they say.
No, this is the grand jury trial, and it is two separate.
This is an arraignment.
This is arraignment.
What I'm saying is, she says she's a good mother, and Bambi says she's not. That's what I'm saying. She says she's a great mom. Bambi says she's not. But we're talking about that it's Erica Dixon. She got all the kids, and they're all well taken care of. And she has her own businesses, and she paid for her house. It's the case of being classless, even though you own class 6.
Well, oh Jesus! Y'all coming in hot and heavy. You right. I should have called heavily and got me a tooth to come fly out my mouth while I was talking to y'all, because baby, I deserve. Okay, but I got braces on mine to keep me from teeth flying up out my mouth.
That was crazy.
So with that being said, I need the prosecution, who is bringing Miss Erica Dixon up for arraignment, to come forward and let us know, is she really and truly classless instead of class 6, which is her design. And with that being said, prosecuting attorney, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Go ahead with your opening statement.
Thank you, Your Courtship. Good evening, jurors, defense attorney, expert witness, jurors, and anyone within the sound of my voice. I am here to prosecute the one, Erica Danita Dixon. Everyone have seen her on the Love and Hip Hop series on VH1. She is Lil Scrappy's kid's mother, oldest baby's mother, who is now not a baby. Daughter is 18. So his oldest child's mother. She
excuse me one moment, prosecuting attorney, one moment. I see somebody here that I have to go ahead and find. Yes, it's Judge Bang today in honor of Mama D. Okay, first season in that order. And for calling me Judge Bang instead of your courtship, like everybody else up in the court, I find you to $1,233,743,236.99, and I like shiny pennies. We like shiny pennies over here. We don't want 98 cents, and we don't want the extra dollar, because we're not giving you back a penny. We want 99 cents and shiny pennies. Brittany, I know you late, baby. And with that being said, I'm sentencing you. You need to go ahead and pay me my fine of $448 million, okay? And light the chat up with 3 hymns, and I need one of them to be Blessed Assurance. Go ahead, prosecuting attorney.
Our courtship is getting her court together. She's gonna have them chicken wings. She's gonna be able to sling them chicken wings up in here. Whew. Anyway,
one second. Your courtship, your ex-husband has told the person you just find that they don't have to pay. That nobody's going to report about them not paying that debt.
Oh, we know who pays. We know who pays over here. Go ahead.
That's why I'm the bailiff and he's not.
Ooh. Well, we are bringing one Erica Dixon here for arraignment. We are trying to find out, should we be prosecuting her further? Because she is being accused of not showing self-control on the internet. She's also being accused of not being a good example of using self-control, not only for her children, but her adult child. She is also being accused of harboring feelings for her ex-husband, because anyone that is willing to go on the internet to talk to ex-wife, or any of that has to be harboring feelings and have some sort of love, some sort of missing you in her heart. And lastly, I feel like she should be arraigned on being a bitter baby mother who is also very angry because her said child is 18. She is not going to get said any child support unless it's rears. Now, if there's rears, the court I am unaware of, and I am sorry to be without that information. But if this goes to court, I will make sure that I am very prepared for that. But right now, that is what we are trying to arraign. One Miss Nisi, Danita Dixon. We're gonna rest right there.
Your courtship,
I was on mute. With that being said, Kenny, I'm going to just go ahead and hold you in contempt of court, and I'm going to sentence you to owe me every dime that come out of your pocket for the rest of your life. It won't be not a penny, not a dime. If you pick it up on the street, my people will be there to take it up out your hand. Okay? I also sentence you to 33 years of community service. Okay? You must walk and clean the streets of New York and feed all the pet rats up in the sewer. And after that, I also sentence you to 23 years of making license plates. Don't you ever think that you can come up in my court and tell somebody what they don't have to pay, okay? And T, my boy, so I took it on him lightly. He know we gags each other. So that was not your business nor your place to jump up in. So therefore, bailiff, go ahead, get your handcuffs and put him up in it, okay? I love being in your courtship. And thank you, Love 7829D, for the Cash App, my baby. I appreciate you. Now, with that being said, defense attorney, what do you have to say on her behalf?
Hello, Your Honor, my esteemed colleagues, members of the jury. I'm here to say this case is frivolous, and my client, Erica Dixon, should not be brought up on charges. This woman is an excellent mother. She is just a perfect human in society. This woman volunteers. She crochets blankets for the elderly. She has twins that she's been taking care of by herself. And she's being accused of being jealous, being classless, and wanting that old thing back. She doesn't want that old thing back. That old thing want that old thing there. She left him. She could have had a ring, but she declined because he wasn't man enough for her. My client has done nothing but made ill-fitting dresses. That's the only thing she did wrong. That was the only thing she did wrong. Other than that, my client is a pillar of society.
Girl, not a pillar.
A pillar of society. When her friend, Mimi Faust, made that disturbing shower sex tape, she was one of the friends that went to her and told her, This is morally incorrect. What about your kids? What about your kid? What about Eva? You see how she was concerned about me, the child? If she put that much concern about a shower swinging hose child, how much do you think she cares about her own? She would protect her children with her life. All she was doing was trying to protect her child from a wild animal. This Bambi, this deer was loose. She could be a centaur. She was trying to protect herself. This woman is a savior. She deserves an award. This case needs to be thrown out against my client. I don't think any further evidence will be coming up in the future about my client. My client, like I said, is a pillar of the community. She volunteers. She's a great mother. The only thing, like I said, she did wrong was make those ill-fitting sundresses, and she gave a male model her money. That's the only thing but that was considered charity work. She wrote it off.
She left Mama D baby for dead.
And about this leaving Scrappy for dead. This woman has seen this man go through several of these asthma attacks that he called them. What is an asthma attack? Like, she saw this man, go through this episode, and she couldn't take him serious. She had to go to work to take care of her child, because if she didn't do it, he wouldn't do it. So leaving her son for dead, this was just lies made up by Mama D and her wig and those wedges. These was lies from the depth of wedges. It never happened. I rest. Please throw away the case. Jury, do the right thing. Dismiss this case against my client. She's done nothing wrong.
And with that said, expert witness, do you have anything to bring before the grand jury?
Yes. As I'm bringing it for the grand jury, I can either say I'm for prosecution or defense. I'm just going to give what I have, and then y'all make y'all decisions. Okay. Okay, here we go. Child, what can we say about Erica Dixon? She's very beautiful. She really is. She got real pretty face. Now, the jawline is real cut. So you can never be like, oh, I don't know who Erica Dixon is. No, you know that jawline. Because you know them cheekbones too. Very beautiful woman. Very beautiful. Just y'all see it. Okay. She's a gift and mean queen. Based off her time on, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, she gave many memes, many gifts that people still use today. I just saw a few today where she's in the chat talking about who you talking to. She gave us this moment of, you better get it before I do, because if you don't, I'm going to hurt her feelings. I use that today. I've said that to many people. You better get it before I do, because if I do it, I'm going to hurt her feelings. Okay? There was a moment where she did get into a few altercations. One where she was rolling around in some bushes with Jose Hernandez. She fought that male model for her keys after he took them and her little gas money. She did, almost get into a fight with Mama D and Scrappy in her home and at a little party or situation. She's been known to call the wife horse chips, lamb chop, reindeer games, donkey. It's so many. She almost fought Althea down to what was the restaurant?
Sleazinos. I'm
not sure what the restaurant was. All I know it was closed after they filmed that little scene there.
Sleeves and Zenos, wasn't it?
Don't forget she tried. Don't forget. Excuse me. Don't forget she tried to come for me. Don't forget. Remember when I had to beat her up and I threw that hoe in the grass because she was trying to sleep with Stevie. But she only knows Stevie only like my cootie cat. He don't even like fake cootie cat. Okay, he don't even like fake cootie cat. I had to come here and take over the judge body. You know me, the Puerto Rican princess. Y'all know who I am. Don't play. Make sure you tune into the cabaret.
But at least though she gave you the perfect opportunity to say that. I'm Jocelyn Hernandez, baby.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? She just I'm Jocelyn Hernandez, baby. She thought she was gonna come up there because Stevie told her something. Stevie better check all them holes. Stevie check all them holes.
Okay. Thank
but
you.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm gonna let the judge say
Thank you,
what she got to
Jocelyn.
say.
Thank you. Per what we've heard from, the prosecution, that she left Mama D's baby for dead. He had an asthma attack. She has dealt with these asthma attacks before, with them, but she had to work. And she left him with a trusted friend in the hospital with many nurses and doctors who are going to take his symptoms very seriously, or they would have had a malpractice suit on their hands. Per her words, based off a Where Are They Now for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, she didn't understand what the reason was for him to say she left him for dead, when he, at some point in their relationship, when they were a couple, she had a miscarriage and he left her in a hospital with a friend while he packed his bags and took a flight somewhere we don't know. And she was left to, do that process by herself, because even though it was a trusted friend, it's still not the same as her partner. She, denies all claims of child abuse and has said that all claims are coming from the other side of me, not me, but the other side of the child she shares with that man. Yeah. She said they tried to get her children taken away. There was a time where they were stressing her out, where she was very pregnant with her youngest children, her twins, down to a birthday party held for E-Money, and the grandmas almost got into a fight. And this was a high-risk pregnancy for one Erica Dixon. If you don't know, pregnancy is a Russian roulette with your life, but it is worse when you are carrying multiples. And she was carrying multiples, and they stressed her out very badly, trying to get into a fight at a birthday party. She's also had to call the cops a couple times, and she was told by the wife, as we know her as the Hooves, okay, that Erica could not, talk to the man who fathered her child about said child, that she had to go through her, the Hooves, because she cut the checks. Yeah. I'm not sure what checks were being written, because from what I heard, the people say that hair she be selling down there is not good, is no bueno. But okay, that's it. Your courtship. That's all I have for this, this person. Your courtship, young.
I can listen. The mute button is not agreeing with me today. DT, thank you for paying your fines, because you know that ass was late. Okay, you know you was late, but you still owe $233 trillion more dollars. Okay, and 99 cents, because you know better than to be late. DT, you come into court all the time.
And don't forget, do not let the hooves get you caught up.
And with that being said, I take this case and I send it to you, the grand jury. There is no closing arguments, because this is the grand jury summons. So what I need you all to do to let us know, put a 1 in the chat to take Miss Dixon, class 6 or classless, however you would like to put it. And some people would say 10 people to a bottle and you ain't paid for it. It's rather classless. I'm just saying. Put a 1 in the chat if we shall take her to trial, as this story impedes and not impedes, but continues to grow. Or put a 2 in the chat if you feel she is not guilty. Put a 1 to take her to trial. Put 2 to have the case dismissed. And with that being said, here's a little rendition. In that order, in that order, in that order, in that order, 'cause I deserve. Visit Dr. Heavenly, get a new teeth in your mouth. Visit Dr. Heavenly, get new teeth in your mouth. I'm just saying I deserve. Don't forget about the wings and the wedges. Ooh, the wings and the wedges. Ooh. And with that being said, let me go through these comments, child, and see what we got. What we got. Ooh, somebody said your client is trash. MC Gusto, you late, girl. You late.
MC Gusto, that's funny.
You thought you was sneaking up in here, MC Gusto, you late, girl. I'm gonna go ahead and sentence you to $335 million, and I'm only sentence you to that because I know them baby's birthday coming up, but they still better have their Chick-fil-A along with that barbecue y'all trying to fling around there down there to the party. Okay, they still better have their nuggets. I done told you they need a 50-piece platter or a piece of the chicken nuggets. This court will require that photographic evidence be submitted to the court, and everybody at the party can only have 2 chicken nuggets apiece. And that's if the court nieces will allow them to have it, but they need to have their own Chick-fil-A, and you feed everybody else that barbecue that y'all trying to sling around. They don't want that. They want their Chick-fil-A.
Your courtship.
They party on a Saturday, they still get their Chick-fil-A on a Friday. Don't deny them. Don't be trying to give them no Zaxby's, no Popeyes cherry strawberry biscuit, or none of that in between. They want what they want.
Your courtship. Can I just say that MC Gusto 0406 told me last night, the expert witness, when I held game night, that she moved her and the nieces and the husband to a rural area where they still sell DVD players, which ain't nothing wrong with that, down to the local Dollar General, and that the only restaurants that sell any type of chicken products is Bojangles. I want my biscuit, Shalika, and Popeyes. And I said, you're not going to subject my nieces to eating Popeyes because nobody wants to have them sounding like trying to eat no biscuit.
Ooh, I sentence you to find one. And with that being said, that is your fine. Okay.
That's my dream, to go to a rural area like that where nobody's around. I would love to be in an area like where nobody's around and there's not that much stuff. Like, that's
and
like
also, can you please find her to getting my cut up partner too feisty a list of local restaurants that are plausible to go down and see what the nieces can have if they can get out there to where a Chick-fil-A is.
Yes, I sent us all that. And KMBJJ,
baby. Oh, they sell DVD because I need a DVD player. I got all these
DVDs. Coming up in here to court. This is my first time seeing you, unless you change your name, and we appreciate you for coming, but you also late. So since this is your first time being in here, we're gonna sentence you to a courtesy fine. Okay, and a courtesy fine is $333,257,000. Okay, and 99 cents in shiny pennies.
And don't forget to add onto this courtesy fine that they must go and like and subscribe to all channels.
Yes, all channels. You must go and like, comment, okay, and subscribe to all channels. The description is in the description is in the box. Okay, the description is in the description box. The links. Oh, and then you in my court drinking, child. Oh, baby. And with that being said. Okay, I see a 2. 1, bring on the mess. 2. 1. Y'all don't want to take her to trial?
They said throw this thing out.
2.
Nobody asked you, man. Nobody asked you.
You can't vote on behalf of her. So debonair, you can only vote once. You can only vote once, so debonair. Okay, you can only vote once. Lord Karma said 1. And then he doubled back and said 2. KMB said 2. Oh my God. Okay. Everybody said 2. So with that being said, the case of being classless has been dismissed, okay, by the jury. The grand jury voted not to indict, so we will not be taking her to trial. Next on the docket for arraignment and trial is one Adidis Bambi, the girl with the hooves, is on trial for playing reindeer games.
Baby, this is the arraignment for the girl who can't dress herself but is trying to dress other people. This is the trial of the lady whose hair looks a mess every time we see her, but she's trying to sell hair to people. Bad hair, I may I say. This is the girl who sat and gave us receipts on one said Erica Dixon, but then the receipt was not receipting because she took out and redacted what the baby had to say. So she loves playing the reindeer game. She plays them all the time, and she played them yesterday on the Interconnect. And this is Mrs. Bambi, the Bam, the reindeer, the hooves. Here you go, Your Honor.
The girl with the hooves.
Hold on. Y'all gotta do it right. The hooves, okay? It's in the wrist. It's in the wrist. Okay. It's in the wrist. Okay. The girl with the hooves. And you gotta add the hooves. Okay? Yeah, it's in the wrist. Okay.
Okay.
You got it. Y'all got it.
Got it.
All right. And with that being said, prosecuting attorney.
Yes, I'm ready.
You are ready? Go
yes,
ahead.
We're ready.
Oxygen.
Hello again, jurors, your courtship, my esteemed colleagues. I'm Mace Moreau for the people, and we're here to arraign Bambi. We don't know her last name. We don't know if Bambis have a last name.
Richardson.
She's being accused of being a shimmer hair selling, hoof having hussy, dirty hot tub water soaking, with a no-neck Negro, having young children, not knowing she's about to go through the same thing she's accusing Erica of, secretly recording her husband, trolloping from state to state, claiming she's a rapper, writing lackluster rap songs, being loose from LA to Atlanta, seducing Mama D's prince, Scrappy, giving her a ring, calling out the baby mother who was the previous fiance of said Scrappy, saying she's jealous, she's mad that she's not the wife. We're confused. Why would Erica be mad? She denied him. Now this hoof having hussy has hussied her way all around Atlanta, lying and tape recording, pretending to be a secret agent, waiting outside showers, hiding around corner bins.
My God, today.
We even caught her crawling out of a cabinet with a recording device. This woman is sneaky. She's not to be trusted. Don't let her blink her eyelash filled eyes at you. That's what Bambis do. They come out and they look all cute, and then they have their hooves and blinking and batting their eyes at you, and then they're biting your neck off. This woman was a plot waiting to happen. She was sneaky all along. She tried to have evidence that fell flat. This woman needs to be locked up in the kennel. And I urge the jury to take this deer to trial so she can no longer prance around the Atlanta street, causing mayhem. Are you wondering why your insurance went up? It wasn't Geico. It was the band.
It was all state.
I rest.
She called it accidents.
Hold on.
She holding up traffic on the freeway.
Hold on. Lord.
Hey, Jesus. All right.
Now listen.
I'm my own self because I can't get my composure.
Now, for the new people who just came in the chat, remember, it's all, you got to loosen up your wrist. And remember, it's all in the wrist. The hooves, okay? The hooves. Now, that's her name. That's her name. That's the name she wasn't born with it, but that's her given name.
Yes, the derby.
The hooves. It's all in the wrist. And yet,
girl, now she raising people insurance more than Geico. Jesus.
Y'all need to get some Allstate if that's going to happen.
I find myself.
Thank you.
Listen, he's a good man, Savannah, is the Allstate man.
Mm-hmm.
He got good insurance.
We don't trust him. You saw he did to Whitney.
I find myself in contempt of court. Ooh, I owe this court every dime and all three of my first grandchildren.
We gotta lock her up. We gotta put her, we gotta call animal safety, animal control. She's running through highways, she's prancing around the streets. She's coming out other than Christmas seasons, like Santa, come get your deer. It's a lot going on.
You said she's traveling in the highways and byways doing
running up insurances,
But that's because they're not letting her play no reindeer games. Defense attorney, are you ready?
After all that, I guess so.
Do your best, girl.
Go on mute.
I'm sorry, I ain't even doing the right thing.
Okay, sorry.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
You can
Wait,
do
before I start, sorry, y'all. Before I start, I want to say, when they send you the note, and they say blink 2 times if you in trouble, look at me. Somebody call somebody in California.
I cannot with CC.
Did you just get this case in the hallway?
No, I got the case, but the problem is that it's just hard. It's hard for me when you're trying to make money for the rent. All right, back into character. Thank you, your courtship, for giving me the floor. Welcome, everyone within the sound of my voice. I am here to defend my client, Addie. I think that's how her name is spelled. I mean, that's what it's spelled like. Y'all don't get me wrong. It's ADI, but don't get me wrong. It could be, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Addie Bambi Benson was my client's last name. Prosecution, get it together. We should just have a mistrial where she shouldn't even be brought on no kind of arraignment just on that, because you don't even have the right person in here. But anywho, back to what I was saying. Addie Bambi Benson with the / Richardson. Okay. First of all, my client is the victim here. Let's be clear. My client is the victim here. My client was sold dreams. She was sold dreams of living in a palace, being royalty, being a princess. You know what she got instead of gold? She got beans. She got freaking beans, y'all. It's her fault that they sold her a dream. Talking about the palace. Oh my gosh. She's the victim, y'all. My client is definitely the victim. She has been called a donkey, a deer, just because my client was an ex-model. She's tall, granted, and maybe her teeth are a little big or her gums are a little big. We all can't be perfect, y'all. We just can't all be perfect. But what I'm saying is she's still the victim, y'all. She is still the victim. She came in with having to deal with a baby mother. You understand what I'm saying? A baby mother. And in front of the TV screen. I would love to see any of my jurors, not my courtship. I would not like to see you, my courtship, in any kind of ridiculous predicament that my client is in. But what I'm saying,
up to the judge.
Okay, hey, let's strike the last comment. But what I am saying, I would like for people to put yourself in her shoes. My client was sold a dream. She was sold that, you know, her kid's father was in love with her. He confessed his love to her on TV in front of his bitter baby mother. And at that time, his little daughter and Bambi took on that responsibility. And that's a hard job in itself. And then you want to turn around and say that my client, who has 3 children for said prince, okay, who's, like I said, ain't nothing but a peasant, okay, sold my client dreams and made her think one thing when all she got was, and everybody want to talk about the hooves and everything. He's the one that put them on her. I just don't understand why nobody can sympathize with my client being the victim. She's the one that had to go lay down and have all these kids for him to solidify her place in a palace, the roach-infested palace. Really? Oh my gosh. My client should not go to court for no such a thing, Cletus. No such a thing. She has did nothing wrong. She is the victim. And to say that she can't raise her own children, she can't raise her own children, and to be accused by an 18-year-old, you know, I don't like to bring anybody's children to the court, but all I'm saying is, just for these purposes only, you know, to have to defend herself against someone that has teen at the end of their years, it's just unheard of. It's absurd. It's absurd. When all she was trying to do was be a bonus mother and take care of her 3 children who are all under 6. Jurors, please understand that my client is the victim. She did nothing wrong but defend herself and try to keep it as classy as she can. So I please find that she should not be arraigned on any charges that the prosecution tried to bring up on her. And we rest.
Girl, Mama D, if you watching this, Mama D, if you watching this, only the defense attorney think your palace got roaches, girl.
I don't.
Yes, God, it's only her.
It was a defense, Mama D. You know I love you, girl.
Girl, I can't do my girl, Mama. And with that being said, expert witness, do you have anything to present before the grand jury before they make their decision?
I do. Like I mentioned before with the previous person that was up in this court acting a fool. We brought her up on being classless, but y'all decided she wasn't going to go to trial. We're here for the hooves. It's all in the wrist, okay, baby? It's all in the wrist. Get you the wrist right, okay? I don't know how to say her first name. I don't even think she knows how to say her first name. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Don't know how to say it. But your mom named you that, so shout out to you. It's been alleged that the way she got her nickname Bambi was for being on Flavor of Love, even though I cannot confirm nor deny that because I can't find the episode she was supposed to be in, but it's been said that it was possibly scrubbed from the internet and take the scenes cut from what was given to all the other streaming platforms to not show her there. She's been lying about her age this entire time. Yes. Back in 2019, it was alleged that she was 33 years old, and that is not the case. She is 42. There's nothing wrong with being 42. But here's my thing. Be proud of your 42. You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie. And then I think about it. You're the same age as Mama, and you sitting up here lying about your age. My mama, who looks just like me, well, I look just like her, is proud. Well, she's 41 now. She'll be 42 in August. She's proud of her age. So she's lied. But we kind of figured that was the case because she's best friends with Laquita. Y'all know her as Malaysia Pargo. And, you know, she in her 40s too. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, she's alleging that one Erica Dixon was abusing her children. Yes, and brought out police reports about it, but said police reports that she brought out had a good portion of it scratched out. Your courtship, if you could bring that up, if it pleases the court. There's a good portion of that scratched out, and for some reason, she just decided to scratch it out. We don't know why. We don't know what it says. There's no possible way to take the scratched out version off of there because that's exactly how she posted the picture. She claims that Erica Dixon is using e-money in this entire thing as a storyline, but it's been said by Mama D that is not the case. However, I believe that one Bambi Benson Richardson, the Hooves, Shimmer Hair, House of Shimmer, whatever you want to call it, is using this as a storyline because they are currently filming Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, which is going to air on MTV sometime like in the summer. And when she posted the picture after E-Money said, "My stepmother," I want y'all to stop asking, like she said, "My stepmother." It was no malice, no pettiness, no nothing. And after a few beats said, "I want y'all to stop asking me about that lady," she posted a new picture of her, and whatever hair she got going on, it did not look good. It looked plastic. With I Am That Lady being very petty, being very messy, kicking this entire thing off. While she alleged abuse and is recording people without their consent, unfortunately for her soon-to-be ex-husband, Georgia is a one-party state, so the only person that needed to give consent in the recording of this was one Bambi Benson. What is her name? Can y'all please tell me how do you pronounce her first name? She has many Adiz.
You know how they when you're in the military and the people put their name up there, then they say Eddie soldier.
Lord, okay.
I'm assuming I don't.
Wait, hold a whole minute. This woman's name is At Ease.
By ADI
with a Z on the end. At Ease.
At Ease is it? That's her name or her legs?
I didn't see no Z. Shut up.
Your mama got real creative with the spelling of your name. Shout out to you. Speaking of her mother, and it's not been this wasn't alleged. This was confirmed by two other people. It was mentioned years ago by one Erica Dixon that Bambi Benson's mother cornered a young E-Money before she was even the legal age of 18. She's still a kid, but before the age of 18, she cornered her years ago and called her a label whore. Yes, that's what a W, not an H, a W. Okay, right here. It's a W. Yes, she cornered her and called her a label whore and wanted to / try to fight this child. It's also been said to her grandmothers, and if you do, decide to bring the hooves to, trial, I will get that video for y'all so y'all can listen to it because nobody has time to be going back and forth with VH1, Viacom, Paramount. Nobody. You will listen to the child in question telling her grandmothers, paternal and maternal, about what goes down in that house and how those people treat her and how her father reacts to it. She has said many times to an Erica Dixon that she has to go through her if she wants to talk to her soon-to-be ex-husband because she cuts the checks. She, on a reunion, called Erica Dixon nappy-headed and told her she looks like Wesley Snipes. And I said, where? But that is just my opinion. And that's her opinion of what that woman looks like. And she, from what it seems, based off of the antics so far on social media, and her doing basically a post and delete of her stories, because if you didn't know, this was all posted on Instagram stories, and you can go and snatch those down. However, she was not quick enough because all of it has made its rounds to the blogs. What it's giving is it's a storyline, and she is boasting about having more recordings, and since the child is 18, she's going to say what she wants to say. And just like I think and said child thinks, you couldn't possibly love her the way you claim if you were willing to do all of this. But that's all I have right now. Also, hold on. I feel like, and this is just my opinion, at 42 years old, you need to stop trying to make a rap career happen. Sell some clothes, sell some hair, do something. But a rap career, not it. Because them lyrics, straight trash. Hot garbage. But I sue her. However you say it. Bye. Girl, stop. Okay? And, you know, don't have the wigs with the part on the side with the little swoops, okay? Like, you know, the curly swoops like baby hairs. You have adult hair. Stop that. And please stop being a mean girl, hopping into your friends' relationships and telling their partners where they could go, how to get there, and what time they need to be there. Because y'all too grown, y'all too old to be pulling this mess. And you're really too grown and too old to be towering over people. Because you like, I'm not going to say you 6 feet, but you tall. I'm 5'3", 5'2" on a good day. You tall and you like to tower over people. And listen, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And you're going to mess with the wrong short person trying to tower over them and, you know, point your finger at them. She's known to do that. She truly is known to do that. Go back and look at this past season. She liked to tower over people and point her finger down like she the teacher and they the kid, or she the parent and they the kid. It's a mess. That's all I got, because the hooves gets on my nerves. And I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible.
Was that unbiased? Oh, with your opinions and all? Oh, okay.
Check this out, defense attorney.
I'm just saying, you said in your opinion. I was gonna object, but I was like, I don't even know, because we're in an arraignment, so I didn't object. But I was like,
I mean, you can still object with the
Are you still
arraignment.
I just didn't want to, you know. I just go on, do your thing, Rant.
Defense attorney, do you still need help getting out of this?
Absolutely.
Because I know she.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and throw you a bone. I'm gonna go ahead and throw you a bone. Now I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm out on a limb.
Like Tina Marie, baby, my favorite singer ever. All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, I don't think she wasn't not washing that baby head and it was falling out. I think the baby had cradle cap.
The crap. That's all the baby had.
I think the baby did have cradle cap. I'm gonna just say that.
They still make that?
They don't make that.
You can't make cradle cap.
But here's the thing.
Cradle crap and colic. That was like, you know.
Cradle crap comes from not washing the baby's hair or moisturizing the baby's
Exactly.
hair.
Dry. It's a whole bunch of dry.
It might not be moist. It might not be moisturized because you know some of
Unless
that.
the baby has eczema or psoriasis, it's because you're not washing the baby's hair.
No, my baby got cradle cap, but she had eczema.
Yeah, that's why.
That's what I just said. That's what I just said.
Girl, now listen, I'm trying to throw that out there to help you, and you battling me.
No, sis, I'm not battling.
Don't take it to the jury. Just take it to the jury. Take it to the king.
I'm saying cradle cap can come from if you have dry skin, true. But it also can come from the baby. Here's the thing: if you're not rinsing the baby's hair out enough and you're leaving the shampoo on there, you know, because some babies don't like it. And if you're and the baby's hair's thick, if you're not getting rinsed all that off to the scalp, that baby's gonna have cradle cap. That's all I'm saying. Unless the baby has eczema or some kind of skin disorder. Other than that, babies should not get cradle cap.
You're not helping your kid. You're not helping your client, man.
So her real name is Addie Shanette Benson.
Hold on.
So even the Addie is a lie. Girl, I was naming the girl Addie's. I like Addie's better. So jewelry.
That's what she calls herself, Eddie's judge. That's what she put as her name.
Eddie's. Papa call her Eddie's. Eddie. Is it Santivia? Miss Major? Am I saying it right, Santivia?
What is her real name?
Huh?
Well, you look like
Shantavia.
Shantavia. So I
Okay.
made it the E long. I'm just saying she said that we couldn't pronounce her name, so I was taking a crack at it. So with Adizia, girl, either way, we going with Eddie.
Cradle crap. You get some
yes, I said it right.
all take it right out.
So with that being said, jury, are we taking? Are you voting to indict Bambi? If you're voting to indict the little reindeer head bastard,
don't say that because this morning you had me dying.
I'm sorry. I mean, if you're voting to
lock it up.
Go to trial.
Go to trial
for at ease. Put a 1 in the chat. If you're voting to dismiss the case against at ease, put a 2 in the chat. If you're voting to send this case to trial with at ease, put a 1 in the chat. Sunshine, thank you for coming in with a doctor's note. Because you have a doctor's note, I'm going to be nice and generous and fine you $230 million and 99 cents instead of the trillion.
Make sure you hit everybody's like on everybody's channel since you're late.
Yes. While we're waiting, I want everybody to make sure you are casting your vote and then liking, commenting, drop 1 comment and subscribe to everybody's pages. Okay, we are streaming on all pages. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all a little musical interlude for the BAM that I feel is appropriate.
Have you ever seen that lady out there in California? Because she claims she's West Coast.
Oh, Bambi.
Bambi, yeah. So that's what she's traveling from state to state.
I used to try to ride for Brenda. No, I've never seen her. She's younger than me. Whether she's 42, still 8 years younger, we wouldn't have been at no schools together. And then as she's when I Googled her, it says she is 30.
She got to be in her 40s because I remember Bambi. Because even like what
38, which is true. My sister's one of my sister's birthday was yesterday. She was born in 85. She just turned 38. So she says she's 30. I mean, she was born in
how old is Brooke Bailey? Because I know Brooke Bailey.
She says she's born in 1986. The same day as both my wonder twins. March 1st, 1986 is when the BAM is supposed to be born. March 1st, 1986. I have 2 sisters born in 85. They just turned 38 this year, which means BAMs will be turning 39 this year. Oh, she would have made 39 this year. So it's all I don't know.
Well, they were trying to switch the age around, but anyway, she looked good. Girl looked good.
But no, I have not ran into Bambi. I ran into a lot of people. Not that she's not a real celebrity, but real celebrities.
Have you ran into Malaysia?
No, because I don't think I don't shop on Melrose. I don't think everybody. No, I ran into her real name. I was running into the basketball players, not the wives.
No, I don't mean like hang out. I mean like in the neighborhood back when she was going by her real name.
Oh, when she was going by LaQuisha.
LaQuisha. One thing about LaQuisha from LaQuisha. Shangela was tearing it down.
We sorry, Judge, your courtship. We sorry, we was sidebarring. We was waiting.
But I happen to believe that the Hooves is 42 because her and Laquita is best friends.
Okay, and how old is Laquita?
She 42.
Okay, that would kind of
she'll be 40. She'll be 43.
If she's not, she's pushing 40. She's real close to 40.
That's what I'm saying. 39.
Brooke is 37.
How old is Brooke Bailey?
The judge, they said put this lady to trial. That's what they had said.
At the end of the day, you all have voted to take Addison, Addie, we don't know what your name is, the girl with the hooves, the Bambi, the Bam, the reindeer, all of that to trial. Okay, so girl, I just got one thing to say to you. Down on my luck, back against the wind. Trying to make it, trying to find the shimmer within.
Can I finish?
I ain't doing it with y'all.
Let me finish. No daylight, no friends to visit you, cause she done spent all her ex-husband's money, And now she is. I'm talking about Laquita.
Oh,
ex-husband be like, nope.
I was about to say every woman that Scrappy done had to put everything up in.
What's Laquita ex-husband name? Because he did not play that. He was like, nope.
No, I'm
Fargo.
No
The
friends
Fargo
to visit
boys.
her.
The Fargo boys.
Yeah, I'm talking about no friends to visit her.
Oh, cause I'm about to say, baby, every woman that he done had from Shay, get them lights out my name.
Shay would have never. This is what I'm saying. Scrappy should have got with Shay because Shay really loves Scrappy, and I think she would have never like recorded him. But people need to realize, especially like people in relationship and a lot of men, if your woman, if your current girlfriend, your new wife or what have you, doesn't like your ex-girlfriend, your baby mother, or whatever, 8 times out of 10, they don't like that child. And they only tolerating that child.
And the people in the back may say to the people.
And as soon as a thing hit the fan, they're gonna show their true colors about that child. Because, like I said, if I don't like you, I don't like nothing that came from you. I don't like I don't care if it's a baby. That baby, I'll kick that baby. I don't care if it's a baby. I don't care. I don't like nothing that came from you.
Wait, child. Thank you, Kia Bell Sparks, for the super chat. We appreciate it. She said, Addie Benson is her name. My hair braider grew up with her. And yes, I've seen her before. She's 42.
Gotcha.
Okay, she's in her 40s.
For me, I don't care. Like, you can be 45.
We
don't care. That's just so you can stay not relevant. That's just so they can bring you back.
Like after a certain age.
Like Michael Jackson, they brought his age back when he was younger. They do that so that
that's when you're a celebrity, you don't really know. Because like Little Kim is in Slick Rick's video, A Teenage Love. What the hell are you doing in that video? Like you know what I'm saying?
I still feel like she should give up that rap career though. It's not good.
But I'm about to start a rap career, and I'm almost 45, so don't laugh at me.
Mace.
My husband just turned 50 and he got a rap career, so I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Mace, you got
senior rappers.
Mace, you have bars.
He had a career, but he got music.
Judy's husband has bars.
Oh no, yeah,
her bars are nursery rhymes, and she should be singing those nursery rhymes to her children. Let it go, okay?
Yeah.
If you don't have the talent, let it go.
But men need to be very mindful, be very careful who they reproduce with, especially if they already have a kid and who they marry, because if she doesn't get along, or if it's some type of overlapping or type of, back and forth with the other's baby mother.
Which there
you have a super chat, Judge.
That child, she's not going to like that child. 9 times out of 10, she ain't messing with that child really. She just tolerating him.
Oh, we just seen that one. We just seen that.
I just read that one. And with that being said, DT, I find you to owe me every penny in your life talking about Wanda up in here. We don't do potatoes over here. We do not do.
Not Wanda.
We don't do raccoon nuts. We do not do disrespectful.
I miss Wanda. I've been watching this. I started watching the season.
She's not on there.
I know.
Finally, Big Head. Took you long enough. Thanks for joining us.
Wanda. I'm sitting there looking around and
we all do, but never mind. Let's go back to where we at.
I done told all y'all disrespectful. Court is adjourned because they disrespectful. I done told them we don't mention that raccoon nut food poison giving heifer over here. We do not mention her. She is listen. I'm done with the court. I find everybody in the court.
Not food poison. God damn, poison.
I didn't say anything, ma'am. I said nothing.
That was not me.
You right.
I'm like that lady.
But the damn needs to go down. You don't do that.
I did read your super chat, Kia. I said thank you for the super chat.
You did. She did.
I did. I said,
yes, she did.
Is her name. My hair braider grew up with her. And yes, I have seen her before. She's 42. I had read in my baby. I wouldn't do you like that. And I said thank you, but thank you again. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Uh-oh.
No, you're not fine.
But how do you feel about
listen,
that was sneaky?
Nope. I'm
do you think that was
this lady put her in the funeral program?
Wait, what happened?
I said, do y'all think that it was sneaky of her to record him, or do you think she was just trying to get receipts? Or do you think?
Can I ask first? Yeah, I think that wasn't the first time that they had any kind of argument and she felt like she had to give herself so that she could have a, like y'all saying, receipt. I don't really want to call it receipt because I feel like
proof, like evidence of what happened.
Yeah, because we're not there when the cameras are off or anything like that. But I don't think that she would go to that. Well, I mean, like, she's 42. No, I don't feel like she would go to that level, but she did. And like you said, they're in the one state, in the one person state. So she's within her rights to do that. I just feel like, for me, I think she was pushed to that. I don't think that just came out. You know what? I'm a video him today. That has to come from it happening more than one time, them having an argument or a tay about it again, and then everything she said was like, "That's not even what I said." And he's like, "No, that's what you said." So she ends up saying, "You know what? I'm gonna stop with him," because we all know that Scrappy likes to drink and likes to smoke, and people that drink a lot, yeah, they truth serum, but sometimes I don't remember the truth the way it was or how it happened. So I don't feel it was so like malicious. I feel like she needed something to back her what she had going on. That's my opinion.
For me, I think that, it's obvious, like, because she said she has multiple. This was just like the newest, most recent one, but she has multiple recordings. So this is not the first time she's recorded their conversations. I think she's going to continue to record their conversations, whether he likes it or not. She's going to continue to do that, especially now that they are, in court for this divorce, and whatever is going to happen with however custody is going to be, delved out between them. She's going to continue to record these conversations. Personally, I feel like if you record the conversations y'all have, then you might as well record them too. That way, you're getting it from both ends, and can't nobody say, "Well, you cut this out and you did this and you did that." When it comes down to her alleged child abuse against Erica, I feel like at this point, now that court is over, all parties are wrong in this situation. It shouldn't have gotten to this point. And if it's true in what Erica said, that y'all were trying to get her kids taken away from her, and they went through the entire process, the case was open on her and everything, they investigated her and they found nothing wrong, y'all are as wrong as two left shoes, and y'all were being very spiteful. But if it was a situation of, I'm not going to say it's real, I'm not going to say it's true, this is all alleged, we don't have the proof, that she was putting hands on her children and y'all knew, and you just sat back because you didn't want to cause no problems, but you let us believe the reason why you had an issue with her is because you just didn't like her, it was the back and forth of him yin-yang between the two of y'all, then you are still wrong as two left shoes. Because if you see children in any type of situation, alleged or not, you're supposed to do your due diligence and help them, so we won't have another situation of the little boy Gabriel, who was put in homes that really cared about him and then would be taken out of the homes because a social worker didn't do their jobs, or the mother didn't like the fact that he was being raised by a same-sex couple, or teachers not saying what it was and neighbors not doing their jobs. So if it's a case of this is not alleged and it's fact, then you didn't do what you were supposed to do as the adult in the situation. But I'm inclined to believe, unless you give me actual physical proof of this happening, that you were upset about the yin yang between the two of y'all, because we watched it play out on TV for so many years, and he took a polygraph test and he failed. Erica pulled out the receipts of them hooking up in hotels and him coming over. That's why she was down there getting into it with the male model about her keys. One of the reasons, because he was broke, and using her for gas money and trying to take her car keys, but because she was still having, the father of her child come into the house and, talk, play cards, play dominoes. They was hooking up from time to time. If he wasn't with her, he was with you, and when he wasn't with you, he was with the other Erica, and it was just like a triangle then turned into a polygon, turned into a square. Let's just say that you've done everything you could possibly do in a situation. I'm not married. I'm not going to pretend that I was ever married. I'm not going to pretend like I ever want to be married. I'm only 24. But in the case of, you need to really understand who you're marrying, and not just because you're having a baby with this person, and not just because you've put in some time with this person. You say, well, might as well. Because that's what this situation looked like to a lot of people. It was well, I've put in time with him. We've been through so much. He was in a car accident. He almost lost his life. We're having a baby. Might as well. This was a might as well situation. Might as well go ahead and get married. And that is not good. Y'all have 3 children, 4 including his child from a previous relationship, and ultimately nobody is going to win in this situation, and the only people truly going to be hurt are the children, because they have to grow up and look at you fighting with their older sister and her mother and their grandmother and their father and whatever their father is doing, and then y'all living in the same home with each other. The kids are watching it. You think kids don't know, you think kids don't pay attention to everything around them. They do. That is why a lot of people be wondering why their kids don't want to come see them, come visit them. And then when you get really up in age to where you really need your children to be there to take care of you, you get put in one of them state-run nursing homes. Y'all all wrong in this situation, in my opinion. Everybody is wrong. This should have stayed off of social media. And I swear to the Lord above, if y'all are doing this for a storyline on a reality show that should have been canceled years ago, y'all will know no peace when it comes to the review I give you. You will know no peace. None. But that's all I got to say about this situation. Because obviously we're going to see it play out on TV.
Right.
Oh, it's me next?
Yeah.
No, she didn't.
I feel like this. This is how I feel about it. And for Wayne, I feel like she called her stepmama at first. She was like, stop asking about my stepmama, stop asking me about that lady. Now, if you take just that part, right, we've also referred to his mama as that lady. So that could be, a way they talk. But when you add the stop asking me about that lady, y'all don't ever see me posted with her, that lets me know that there's some type of issue there. Ultimately, I feel like they was doing too much. At the end of the day, she knew at 18. If she didn't know, then I blame her parents, because they didn't properly raise her to know her doing that was going to turn into a viral moment. But I believe she knew, because she's not no dumb girl. She know how social media works. She know they going through a divorce. She done been through this. She done grew up with her parents being on shows, and everything that they say about each other turning into a moment, along with her grandmother. So she knew making that statement in her life was going to cause a moment, right? I feel like just at the point now where I'm 18 and I don't give a damn. I'm going to say what I got to say. And
no, you give no. She gives a damn. Don't.
No, I'm not saying she don't care. When I'm saying she don't give a damn, meaning at this point, I am old enough to speak my piece, because I'm sick of this shit.
Right.
Whereas when you are 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, you know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You hold your mouth closed, because your mama gonna tell you don't be disrespectful, let the adults handle it, or your daddy gonna tell you that, or they're gonna tell you what? Stay in a child's place. But once it, just like all of us, when you hit 18, you felt like I'm 18. I can speak my piece now. So that's what I mean by she don't give a damn. She's 18, now she feel like she can go ahead and speak her piece, and it is what it is. And ain't nobody about to tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm old enough to speak my piece. And I for sure know if Bambi says she was embracing this shady or not, right? She's embracing that lady. You felt some type of way about that lady comment. You felt some type of way about it. And she knew what that was gonna do when she posted that lady. You know what I'm saying? It's giving that lady. She knew exactly what it was gonna do. Whether she was trolling the people in her comments or not, she knew people was gonna take it as she was responding to Imani. When Erica got up in there and did all of that, girl, you ain't had to get in the shade room and address that. Like y'all in Atlanta, baby, you can reach out and touch her. Y'all can reach out and touch each other or whatever y'all gonna do about it. Have a slap boxing match, cuss each other out, whatever. It didn't have to go to the internet. I felt like Erica did a little bit too much there. And then I feel like Bambi did too much turning around, because in turning around, you took something that a child confided in you to use to embarrass her mama, and you in turn embarrassed that child and broke confidence. And that child should never come confide in you again, which I don't feel like, based on the way things check out, she ever really confided in her. But she didn't, you know what I'm saying? But you to me, you don't do that. I feel like you don't ever put out somebody's alleged abuse.
Mm-hmm. But you got to look at the timeline.
You let them tell that story. I would never put that out there to use against somebody to hurt somebody else. Yeah. I'm not gonna do it. So for me, that was overboard. That was out of line. And like, you don't get to say I love that child and then use her abuse to come out here and target her mama, and that's embarrassing her. You don't love her, and that's ultimately why I dragged her reindeer head ass the way I did in my video, because you don't get to say you love this child when we've never seen you be supportive of this child. Even when that child is with the daddy, and you posting, oh, you and your children and their dad or whatever, there's never no family pictures where you included her.
But people got to look at the timeline.
When she made her homecoming, I understand you and Erica don't get along, but you never not once say congratulations to my bonus daughter, my stepdaughter, cat, dog, frog, nothing. When she had birthdays, we don't get none of that. And I understand people say, oh, everybody don't post, but we're not talking about somebody who don't post. You post.
She never cared about the little girl. She never liked that little girl mother.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't see it for her like that. And at the end of the day, whether you like Erica, you don't like Erica, if this is about scrapping, first of all, y'all fighting over a nothing ass Negro who can't lead, and that's why he's a nothing ass Negro. Period. Period. He can't lead. Neither one of y'all. Every time he have a problem with either one of y'all, he go run back to his mama, and she try to fix it and only make it worse. And she only gonna see his side. She ain't gonna see nobody else's side. Erica, you mad because at least he stood up to Mama D for Bambi, and he let her walk clean all over you, and then got mad when y'all got it together on y'all own.
But people got to understand, it wasn't even that. It was because Bambi got him when he was on the verge of maturing. You understand?
Right. So listen, I understand that, but that still doesn't mean that Erica may not feel like, damn, all the shit I had to
she probably do, but that's what I
said. Now you decide to be a good father. Now you decide to be a good man. Ultimately,
that's true.
Him not making that decision to be a good father and a good man is ultimately why the ring didn't mean a thing. Shout out to that duck lip Kim Zolciak in a red Solo cup somewhere. But anyway,
because that was sort of like my husband and I, like my husband's ex baby mother. It's like overlapping, so it was like arguing back and forth. It's like a whole bunch of back and forth, which caused me to dislike her. You know what I'm saying? And like I said at the beginning, I had her child since when the baby was newborn. The baby was fresh out the hospital, and I used to get her baby. And I used to get the child, and I have genuine like for the child and genuine love for the child. But being I don't mess with your mother, I can't mess with the child. And a lot of times you tolerate things because of your man. Like a lot of times you don't want to be bothered with them kids all the time. And come over and have family day and all this stuff. And you do that for the man. When Bambi got with Scrappy, she was playing up to the little girl for the man. Oh, you want me to do your hair? You want to go get your nails done? Because you trying to get in good with the daughter for the man. But then when the conflict comes, every time you look at that little girl, you're going to think about that mama. And Erica probably do feel a certain type of way, because my husband's ex felt some type of like, oh, you doing this for her? Like now you straighten it up. Oh, now you want to be a man. Now you want to be a father. Now you want to go to meetings for her.
Ultimately,
I blame Scrappy for him being 50. He was ultimately we met him.
Ultimately, I blame Scrappy because at the end of the day, it was up to him to right this ship between those two women. It was up to him to set this role in place. It was up to him to say, Erica, look, what we had in the past, I understand I did you wrong. My bad, shorty. I was in a different headspace, whatever, instead of being so biggity about it. But he couldn't because of the type of woman that he was with. You know what I'm saying? But he was supposed to say that to Erica and say, but look, I am with Bambi. This is my wife. We got to work this co-parenting thing out. He should have got with Bambi and say, listen, you my wife. I love you, shorty. Or however he talked, you know what I'm saying? This is where I'm going to be is me, you, and our family. However, I still got to deal with baby mama Erica. That is Imani's mama.
But men don't do that. A lot of men don't do that.
But guess what? And that's why you have a lot of the problems that you have. When they were arguing back and forth on that stage that year at the reunion, and Erica was talking about child support and this, that, and the third, and how he was behind on her child support and put out the court records, okay? And Bambi sat up there and said, well, I hold a checkbook now. You got to come to me. Nah, that was not her place. That was not her place. And Scrappy should have put her in her place with that then. Like, listen, yo, this issue was going on before me and you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't how you do that. Because I wish a bitch would. Like, you wasn't the girl. This wasn't a threesome. This wasn't sister wives. We wasn't polyamory, polyamorous, polygamy. We wasn't none of that.
Yeah, but I don't mind. Like, you supposed to take care of your child. I'm just the type of woman that
hologram or none of that.
I encourage you. I would encourage a man to take care of his child.
I gotta go through you, girl. I would have sent her in her big wheel. She rolled up to Scrappy house.
No, she wouldn't have to come through me. Like, she wouldn't have to come through me, and I wouldn't say she would have to come through me, but he got to come through me. Ain't no money leave out my house, not unless I say so. And it's not. I don't care if it's you. I don't care where it's going for. If I don't say so, ain't no money leave out. Ain't no money leave out my house.
Girl,
and, but that's not for her. I don't control what he like. If he's supposed to do something for his child, he's supposed to do it. You supposed to be on him about doing it. You don't come to me for no money. You go to him, but he gonna come to me and let me know what he's doing. You ain't gonna
I understand. I gotta go take care of this. But she said it. She said it. She told Erica that.
Yeah, you don't do that. That was wrong.
It was because she wanted to lord over because it was when he was mad with Erica, he go run back to Bambi. When he was mad with Bambi, he go run back to Erica. She wasn't using that as this dude and like she wasn't using that like to say. It would have been different. I could have respected that statement differently if Erica could have been set up there talking about back shots, but she'd have been like, well, you know what, Erica, girl, I got the checkbook now. Let me know when the payments due so we can get the payments done. That's different than you're using the fact because you're mad he was going back and forth and you wanted to best her and prove you're the best woman, okay? And saying, well, I got you wanted the Lord over the fact that you was the wife and you felt you had won him. And guess what? What you won was all the bullshit that she
no prize.
You didn't win no prize while you sitting up here talking about, oh, she gonna always be that a baby mama, but you was his wife. Girl, at the end of the day, he ain't nobody for neither one of y'all to be feeling like y'all won nothing over. You didn't no prize either. You still got the same Mama D that she got. You still got the same Scrappy. I mean, the only thing different is he stood up to his mama, but you still got the childish ass ways. You still got the taking care of your kids by yourself because he getting high and doing whatever. You still got the same shit. So all of this that you was boosting and boasting and proud of, girl, shimmer your ass back down because you got the same not Scrappy that she got.
No prize. All you want was a problem, child. Because I tell people like, please, I would rather be number two. Like I would rather be number two. You don't got to deal with the headache. You got to deal with the headache, and people think you want a prize because a lot of women try to throw up like, oh, well, I'm his wife, and you ain't want no prize, bitch. You want a problem. That's what you won because, like you said, in a lot of men, the reason why women are going back and forth and it's all this confusion and confliction is because men don't let no one know their position. He was supposed to stop that right in the nip of the bud. Like, look, this is my wife. This is my baby mother. I have a child by her. I'm having children with you. We're going to have to come together and make this thing work. I don't know what you're doing, but we need to sit down together and work something out. That's what he should have done. And things probably would have ran smoother if everyone knew their position and knew which boundaries not to cross. And because the man has to lay down a foundation for that, because you were the one that got yourself into the situation with these women. So you as the man need to step up and lay down a foundation, and the women will follow. Because 9 times out of 10, women, like, I'm aggressive, but I'm submissive as well. I like a strong man. Like, you have to lead. Like, I don't even think a woman should be driving. Really, like, what? Like, women's rights? Who said that? You know what I'm saying? But
I said that.
But I like Little House on the Prairie living. I like things. That's it. But that's like I'm aggressive, and I'm aggressive person.
Mason's two different people.
If I could go back like in the 1960s and sit and cook dinner and do that type of stuff and like that, I wouldn't mind living like that. Like I would be churning butter. Like I would be churning butter and stuff like that. I wouldn't mind living like that. Like just some air drop my wigs down. Let me change my wig once a week. Child, have the dinner ready by 6. The kids is put together. The house is clean. Child, just bring me your wallet. You know what I'm saying? Like but that's how I enjoy like my personal life, because like I'm aggressive, but I like a man to lead, and men need to lay down the foundation. Like we need that strong man to lay down a foundation. Like if you're led right, you will follow. If you're led by a fool, like Scrappy can't lead nobody. Like you running around, you're not even man enough to put these women in their place. So how are you gonna be man enough to conduct yourself in your home and have? This is why Bambi's out here writing raps. Like she wouldn't be out there putting your business on the street.
That's why she's writing her nursery rhymes. I want to throw this out here because people, from what people were commenting when all this was happening yesterday, that she might have been upset and holding on to it until something was able to, trigger her, because it's a video on YouTube people compiled of Erica and Scrappy took E-Money to Puerto Rico for her birthday, her 18th birthday. And it looked like it was possibly just them two, E-Money and Mama D down there, and no hooves in sight. Granted, I don't know why the hooves would be there, because y'all getting a divorce, but they said maybe that might be a reason why she was so eager to say she's that lady.
Well, like E-Money said, my mama always been number one, never been number 2.
I feel that, but I ain't saying that.
Listen, I'm gonna say this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, and people might not like me when I say this, but the fact is the fact. Sometimes women be the wife by default. And I'm not even talking about Bambi and Scrappy. You be the wife by default. You be the wife because you came at the time where, okay, I'm going to settle down, and who I want, I really can't get. They mad at me, ain't get no choice. You know what I'm saying? And men can be the husband by default. So it's not just
one-way street.
Women be, a wife or whatever. You can end up being a spouse by default. And the truth of the matter is that the child's mom or the ex-girlfriend that the family still love, but we're gonna bring it down to baby mamas, baby daddies, right? Sometimes they got tired of dealing with that bullshit, and the person felt like they would always deal with that bullshit. But that was the person who they really loved. Their love language could have been fucked up. They could have had trauma that they needed to heal from and didn't do the work while they was with that person. But ultimately, that's the person that they wanted. That's the person that they live and breathe and smell and know and move. And when that person don't want to be bothered with them no more, well, they move on. You know what I'm saying? They move on, you move on, but it doesn't mean that they've moved on from that person. And so you become the spouse by default. And ultimately, you be trying to put people down saying, well, you just the baby mama or you just the baby daddy, when the fact of the matter is you just the default spouse. Because if they could, they would be with that just the baby mama or just the baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want people to stop putting people down and using being a baby mama and a baby daddy as a derogatory. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, girl, listen, it done been plenty of people that have been happy to just be a baby mama or to just be a baby daddy because they dodged a bullet, because you did nasty things before you really got to know what that person was really about or what they truly was about. And sometimes people end up in them situations and they don't be together because they were young when they got in that situation. They still had a whole lot of growing to do. And when I say young, I don't mean teenagers, because you're still young in your 20s and you don't know what to do. You fresh out on your own. You fresh out on making your own decisions and you living life. You ain't got
in the 20s.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't hit. You didn't. You ain't.
It's still difficult.
Real responsibility. You ain't hit all of the hard miles and the stones when you getting. It's like when you get in your 30s and you get past 35, and even though you in shape and stuff, when you get up every now and then, your bones crack.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you just go through different. You just go through different things in life, right? So sometimes them people didn't work out not because they didn't love each other, but they was young. They didn't have the patience and the fortitude to be able to work it out. You know what I'm saying? So that love still be there, and you just be. Life happens, you know what I'm saying? That you move in one direction and they move in another direction, but ultimately there's still love there. I'm not saying that's the case with Scrappy and Erica. I'm just speaking, just period. Okay, so I need y'all to stop using that term as just the this or just the baby mama or just the baby daddy to downplay somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because that ain't always a bad thing. Sometimes it's better to have love and loss. That's why you got a lot of people who are still married right now and miserable, talking about they did it for the kids.
Because hindsight's 20 child.
Grow up miserable.
If I could go back to my 26, I wouldn't be married right now. I wouldn't be married. I wouldn't have no kids. If I could go back and I would not be married. I would not have no kids. I would not, because like I said, your brain don't even develop until you're damn near 40. So when you thinking back of stuff that you've done and like have you made rash decisions and stuff like that, and maybe you should have thought things through, and you must. And if any young people are listening, be very, very careful of who you reproduce with. You have to look at their history, their parents. You have to be mindful of if they have any other children, that baby mother and their situation, because you're just waiting to happen. Because don't think you're exempt. A lot of people, that would be the problem too. Oh, he won't do that to me, or she won't do that to me, and you're exempt. You are not exempt. Because when somebody does that, that's their character. They have it in them to do it.
And let me say this.
No, you better speak a word too. Y'all both spoke a word.
I'm gonna say this. Y'all need to stop listening to these men and these women when they talk about their baby mamas and their baby daddies. Hear what they say, but don't hear what they say. Hear what they say and put it on the shelf, but evaluate that shit. Because not every baby mama is bitter. Not every baby mama is not letting their child not see that man. Everybody ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? Had Bambi, you was so in a rush to want to be the wife. Had you sat back and really watched Daryl, and not through the lens of I want to be better than Eric, I want to be the one he chose, but I mean sat back and really watched him as a woman, and then to get to looking at them court cases and seeing he behind on that child support and this and the third. If you would have really sat back and watched Daryl for the man who he was, then baby, you wouldn't be in this position. Sit back and watch that person, because watch how they handle their children. Mm-hmm. And if you are the person with the children, watch how the person handles your child. Plan a date night with them. Mm-hmm. And just say, oh, wait, I can't do it. I'm sorry, I got to cancel. Something came up with my kids. Watch their response. If their response ain't, oh, well, you know what? Your kids come first. Do what you got to do for your kids. If it's anything other than that, red flag, run. Mm-hmm. Run like the Bulls do at the stumping of the Bulls. Run. Watch, because if she would have truly watched Daryl, she would have never married Daryl.
With
a mother-in-law like Mama D, I would have never.
You know what it was too? That was her last option. Bambi is an agent video vixen. Bambi is aging out. Bambi is an agent video vixen. She's already basically, even if she's not ran through sexually or anything in that magnitude, she's ran through by knowledge. People know her. You know what I'm saying? You're old news. You're not like these upcoming and rappers and stuff like that. And the young gentleman with money is not checking for her. Who's checking for her? Scrappy. You know what I'm saying? And Scrappy is somewhat where he still has a name. He still has potential to make a little money.
She'll do what?
She's not going to be starving. She's not going to, go without. She'll be thing, but who's going to marry Bambi? Do you see any basketball players coming out to marry her or something like that? Well, who was her better option? Who was going to be a man that's going to be grateful for her because she's Bambi? Like a lot of time women,
Bambi.
That's going to be for us. Like if you have a woman that looks a certain way or carries a certain way or whatever like that, a lot of times you look at the person that she's with and be like, well, he doesn't look like, no, because she wants that man to cater to her. She wants that man to be thankful that he has her. But Scrappy would be thankful that he has a Bambi. Like, oh my God, Bambi is like a pinnacle for him, but Bambi may not be a pinnacle for, let's say LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? She'll be like going out.
We ain't gonna even speak his name because baby, he better not do Savannah.
You know, not LeBron, but you know, like these basketball stars that's popping right now. They're not looking at a Bambi like, hey, I'm going to call Bambi or get Bambi on the line. No. So she had to pick who was going to be there for, who's going to be type of sucker for her, because like she would tell Scrappy, like, you're going to have to do this. You're going to have to do this. So you got this pretty woman, this tall, pretty model-esque woman who's been a video vixen or whatever like that, telling you that she wants you and how to conduct yourself. You're going to pretend to give her that fantasy, because that's what he did. He gave her that fantasy, like, oh, this woman wants me, but that's not who you really are. That's how she should have looked at his past relationship. That's in his character. Because every couple is complaining about the same thing. That's a character flaw of his. He's not probably going to change that.
I will throw this out there. Honestly, as a whole, you got to pay attention and you got to watch. Young man, young woman, you got to watch. Shout out to Medea. The way he played his relationships on and off camera should have told you exactly how he was going to do this relationship. Because when we first meet him on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, I'm not talking about his music. I'm not talking about the interviews he did when his music career was like real top tier back in the early 2000s when I was a kid. I mean, when we got on this show, Erica lets it be known that he left her for Diamond. Diamond dogged him out and got into a relationship with the Soulja Boy, and he came on back. He then did the same to Shay, and he came right on back home. Shay didn't dog him out. He dogged her out, but he went right back to Erica. He was ping-ponging between Shay and Erica for a good couple seasons until he proposed. And Erica said it herself, whether you like Erica or not. She said it when they did the Love and Hip Hop Where Are They Now? She didn't know until she watched back the show why Shay was so upset. She didn't know that Shay was paying his bills. She didn't know Shay had got them a house. She didn't know any of this. She just knew what they was going back and forth about. It took her watching this show to understand, okay, this is why she's so upset. He did the same thing between Eric Pinkett, Erica Dixon, and Bambi. It was square at that point. He is in one corner, and all three of these women are in different corners. Maybe not ping ponging between them at the same time, but it was a ping pong between Eric Pinkett and Bambi. No matter how many times he says, they did not have a sexual relationship, you were ping ponging between the two of them because you were having an emotional affair with Erica Pinkett. You then were ping-ponging between Bambi and Erica because whether it be emotional, maybe them old feelings came up and maybe you want to spin the block a couple of times, y'all were hooking up. Per the receipt she brought to the reunion that year and said, well, we just got a hotel room and we were just doing this and we were just doing that. And you said you'd take a polygraph and you took it and you failed. You should have watched the entire situation. I'm a people watcher. I say this all the time. I like to sit back and watch the situation. I like to listen to people talk. If you ever meet me in person, that is going to be the situation. Oh, you quiet. You are so different than, I thought you would be, because I'm a people watcher. I sit back and I survey the situation and let people talk because they'll tell me everything I really need to know about them in the first 15 minutes of what they're doing. So I watch and I listen, and it allows me to communicate with people on whatever level they need to communicate on, but it also allows me to see the dynamics of their relationships with different people. She didn't do that. You didn't sit back and watch and look at the dynamics of what his relationships were all the women of his life. What is the relationship between him and his mother, who plays a very big part in everything he does and is a very intricate part, no matter how many people tell her to butt out of all of his romantic relationships.
Right there.
And dynamic with his children, his daughter.
Yeah, his dynamic with his daughter. What is that dynamic with his daughter? Is he there every day? Is he a deadbeat inside the house? Is he a deadbeat outside the house? And a deadbeat inside the house is somebody who is there and providing financially, but you're not providing. You're not providing. That's all you're doing. You're not providing emotionally. You're not spending time with the kids. You just paying bills and making sure they have whatever they need financially. You're not caring about anything else. That's a deadbeat inside the house. Is he a deadbeat outside the house? How much time does he actually take to spend with her and take interest in the things that she's interested in, as she's a little girl and not a little boy? And all kids need a lot of attention, but she may just need a little bit more, because you need to be able to teach your daughter how men are supposed to treat her when she grows up to date, men, if that is who she wants to date. What was his relationship like with Erica? How does he treat her? She's the mother of his first child. She had his very first child. How does he treat her? How do they interact? Is it him saying she does this, and then you see the complete opposite of when she's talking to you and other people? You didn't do that. So it annoys me when you get online and want us to, be on your side, or you want to vent to us and then get upset when people make comments, because it's just like, people are going to continue to tell you that, and I'm not going to say you were stupid, but I'm just going to say you didn't pay attention and you ignored all the signs. When May said you need to be careful who you procreate with or you get married to, it's the truth. Because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. And now look where you are, constantly dragging out a divorce on TV for a storyline or whatever's going on in your real life that we don't get to see. And you get on social media and you vent, and then situations like yesterday happened where someone makes one little comment. And it wasn't petty, it wasn't messy, it wasn't anything. It was just a comment, a statement of, stop asking me about her. We don't interact like that. And now it's this whole big thing. And now here we are. It's great for content for us, but ultimately, this is your fault. In a situation of how your life has turned out when it comes to what you got going on, because you did not pay attention. And when Nola said people settle, people do settle. People settle a lot. They settle in life for a lot of things. They settle at a job because they don't want to go for their dreams. They settle in a relationship because it's just like, well, I can't have the person I want. This is better than nothing. Or, I'm comfortable where I'm at. I don't really want to change nothing. So I'm going to just settle. And if you happen to be a person who, you were the person they settled for, or you settled, I've seen I've seen it in real life, but more times than none, I've seen it in movies. If a person knows you settled for them and you still hold a flame for the person that you really wanted, eventually it's going to get bad. They're not going to take it out on you. They're going to take it out on the person you still hold a flame for, because it's just like, well, they won't leave you alone. You're all up in my relationship. In reality, they're not. You just didn't realize that, you deserve better. You deserve love. You deserve somebody who's going to be for you and only you.
But I think Bambi was one of those. Well, I think she knew what she was doing, but because she thought her charcuterie board didn't stink. That's what it was. Like, a lot of times, some women that's beautiful and like that, they were like, "Well, not me, girl, not me, girl. He's not going to do that to me. Whatever he was doing with Erica and Shay and them, that is them, not me, girl." And I think she came on the guise of the not me, girl, and she shows you, like I said, that's his character. You have to be mindful and pay attention, because people they could pretend for a while. You know what I'm saying? But eventually the real you will pop up and show up. That's why it doesn't even make any sense to lie in the beginning. Like, just be who you are, because it's gonna your real true self is gonna eventually come out, and who he is as a person unveiled itself. Like, you thought that he would be there in the house, he's gonna take care of the kids, and did he do that with Erica? You know what I'm saying? Did he do any of that? Do you think he's gonna do? No, he's gonna pretend for a while to make it good, like, oh, I'm here, father of the year, husband of the year. But then eventually the real him is going to start peeking out, and then you're going to get upset and want to do what you're doing when you knew this was who he is. You just thought, oh, not me, girl. That's what it was. You thought it wasn't you.
And that whole not me wouldn't be me. He not going to do that to me. He's different from me, or she's different. Let me tell you this. You say all that, and I've seen it play out with family members. This just looking at family members and how they sit, dynamics are they get somebody new, and the way they treat it, even being warned by family that you really don't want to be with this person. Oh, not me. They wouldn't do it to me. They may have did it to that person, but it was probably because, they did something. And then when they do it and they start to act the way they were acting in the previous situation, and now you're sitting on the internet or you're sitting in people's faces like, I can't believe, well, you were warned. You didn't pay attention. You thought you were better than the situation. You thought you were better than the person. You thought that y'all had something different. And ultimately, you really do hope that your relationship will be different than past relationships. But because of who he is or who they are, and they don't work on themselves, they don't really learn anything from, previous relationships, previous situations, which is what you're supposed to do. You are supposed to learn about yourself, learn what you like in a partner, learn what you don't like in a partner. And I say get therapy because all people need therapy. Now you back going through the same cycle over and over and over again, and we get what we have.
3 kids later, like SpongeBob say, 5
years
later, 3
Yeah.
kids later. Like seriously, come on now.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you are trying to talk to us, but you're on mute. And go ahead, Ranty. I just want to say that. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, because it's just like 3 kids later. He did this with the first kid. He did this with the second kid. He did it with the third kid. It's 3 kids later. I don't know what you want us to feel like. I don't know what you want to say. And I don't know what you going to get out of this situation of being on Love and Hip Hop now to just move to MTV, and they about to switch up the styles of how they're documenting everything that's going on in this show. 3 kids later, it's the same thing y'all been going through since before y'all had kids, before y'all decided to get married, and before he moved to Miami and got into that car accident. It's the same thing over and over and over and over again. And it's just at some point, you got to take a look inward and then look at everything that's going on outward and say, you know what? I'm about to get off of this roller coaster, this merry-go-round, because I can't keep doing this. This is not healthy for me. This is not healthy for the kids. It's not healthy for him either. And be adult about the situation. It's nothing like, leaving somebody. Okay, you can leave. You're not running away. You're not taking.
That's easier said than done. That's like a hard, especially when kids are involved. It's it's so much more. Just like with Robin and Juan, they're brothers and sisters. It's sometimes like that. It's just a hard thing to do because you get so comfortable and the kids are comfortable, and then to rip the kids up.
I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't mean to cut y'all out. I had to come do something real quick, so I had to change to my phone, and my little sound wasn't working. But go ahead, Miss. I just want to say hey to my little boo.
It's hard. Sometimes it's hard to leave. It's hard to leave. But she's expecting him to be somebody that he's not. That's what I think. I chalk it up to, in my opinion. I think she was expecting him to be somebody he's not. He was that somebody for you because he wanted you at that moment. So he was pretending to be who you wanted him to be. But that's not who he is. And eventually the real him is going to come out. He don't want to be sitting in there watching them damn kids. He don't want to be sitting there, rocking baby. You thought you was going to have a family man. Remember when that lady dropped the baby off at Ike? You a family man. You know what I'm saying? So you thought you was going to have a family man. That's what you thought. And eventually it came he's still that same guy. He's not trying to rock a baby and cook dinner with you. And sometimes as women, we have that fantasy in our head, oh, we're going to be cooking dinner together, putting the kids together in bed, holidays, and we're just here, whatever. And you just got a nigga. And then and you're going, that's just not into those things. No, that's just not adult. They don't know how to be into those things.
They don't know how to adult.
Yeah. You have urban guys that haven't been raised like that. They don't know how to do that. They didn't have family thing. And a lot of times they may want that, but they just don't know how. And it may feel awkward to them. What? Why am I sitting here playing the game? And I'll be because I like games. I like game night and stuff. Sometimes I'll bring out the game. My husband's what are you doing? This is what the Cosby Show is going on. I'm this is the Cosby Show. You're going to get down here and you're going to play it. You're going to be the thumbnail. You're going to and that's that. And you're going to look like you're enjoying yourself. But he wasn't into that. He please, girl, please, I'm going upstairs to go smoke and watch basketball. I don't got time for that. But we want those situations, and sometimes that's just not a reality, and we try to force it to be a reality. And it's just not. Either you accept who you're with, or you do your best to move on.
And I hope for all the parties involved in this situation, because whether you first of all, Imani, she's 18. She's still a kid. That's how I was treated when I turned 18. I was still a kid. Anything with a teen, you're still a kid. I still get treated like a kid by my family members because based off my face, especially if they haven't seen me for a long time, they think I'm younger than what I actually am. It's very surprising when I tell family members, oh, I'm 24. No, you're not. Yeah, I am. even though I feel like I'm still 21 because I've turned all these ages during COVID, but that's how I feel. But by law,
We're
by
gonna
my
push you
ID,
back 3 years. We're gonna push you
yeah,
back 3 years.
Oh, so okay,
yeah,
so we can use COVID as I'm gonna go backwards.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna go back.
yeah.
I'm 40.
That's
I'm
how I feel.
41.
I
I'll be
even get to
42.
enjoy 20.
All right,
Listen,
so I'm
I had a
47.
whole plan for
The COVID
21.
years don't count.
Yeah,
Okay.
I had a whole plan for 21. Me and
I'm
my friends,
47.
because yeah, me and my friends all turned 21 in the same year. But we had a plan. Well, we turned 21 months because we're all the same age, but in months of each other, we didn't even get to do what we planned. So technically speaking, I say I'm still 21. But she's 18 now, and you have like small children. You like your children are the same ages as my little sister and my niece and my nephews. You have small children, and they're going to want to, be around their sibling. And because she's going to go off to college, you have to be the one to foster that relationship, especially when she's in school. Like when you in college, you're not really like you call home, but there's so much that plays into everything, and you'll go home for holidays and maybe you want to go home for a weekend depending on where you go to school at. But school, like college, is a lot. You have classes, you got making new friends, because maybe you're not going to college with your friends. Maybe you got to make new friends, people joining organizations. Maybe she want to join the D9 sorority. We don't know. That's not my kid. I ain't got no kids, but I know what college is like. And so you as the adult, and her father being an adult as much as he can, he really needs therapy. I'm telling you now, he needs therapy to deal with all his childhood trauma. Y'all, it's going to be easier for her mother to foster the relationship between her and her younger siblings that live in her mother's home, because that's where she lives. That's the parent who has full custody. That's her main home. So it's not going to be an issue with the relationship she has with those siblings, because that wasn't an issue for me. I have a relationship with my little sister. I have a relationship with my brother. Me and my brother are 2.5 years apart. He has his own family now. I don't see him as much because he has his own family, but I had no problem connecting with those siblings because we lived in the same home together. I have a problem connecting with the siblings that the children my father made, because we didn't live in the same state. We didn't live in the same home. And even after he passed away, their mothers didn't really I tried to foster the relationship, but I was in college at the time he passed away. There was no, hey, do you want to maybe come down here and see your siblings, or, it's their birthday. There was no that, and there is no communication. And one of them blocked me. So it's just when you're 18, come see me. That's basically what it is. And you don't want to have that, you don't want to have that type of relationship with your siblings. You want everybody.
I have that type of, but these are my siblings from my mother. Because my mother didn't raise us, so we all wasn't raised together. So I know how that feels like, because I have 6 to 8. I may have a set of twin brothers and sisters that my mother may or may not have had and sent to Africa. We're not sure, but we don't have that close. We know each other or whatever, but we don't have that close relationship. And so I have that relationship, and it sucks because even though you want to even a certain age, because my sister, my brother, I'm closer with my brother because my brother ended up living with us because my great grandmother raised him and she passed away. So he ended up coming to stay with my grandmother and my aunt when she died. So that's how me and him is close. He's the one that's right after me. But I have 4 other siblings that's after that. And we could I would see them in the street. My brother was at my grandmother's funeral and I didn't even know who it was. I was like, who is that? And they was like, that's your brother. I see your brother over there. And I'm like, oh yeah. My mother didn't even know who he was. She was like, that's him? Oh, wow. Because she didn't even know that was her own son. So I understand how that is because that is because my cousins are closer, brothers and sisters, because we were raised in the same household together. So we are brothers and sisters. So the other siblings, maybe on the outside looking in, and may feel some type of way oh, that's my sister, but she's closer to them. It's just that we were raised together, and being that you don't miss what you never had. I had that relationship with, so I don't miss it. So even though you want to, and that's my brothers, my sisters, and I love them to death. I love them. And, but you don't have that where you want to pick up the phone and be like, oh, I got to speak to them every day, because you're not used to speaking to them every day.
And that was my, that is hard.
And I'm
Because
gonna
it's
say
just I tried fostering relationships, but obviously that wasn't the type of time that the mother of like the real young siblings were on. First of all, didn't even know I had that many younger siblings. And I could possibly have an older sibling if you listen to my paternal grandmother. But it's just like, I don't miss what I never had because I never had that relationship with them. If you 18, like when you turn 18, because they're definitely not 18, but you know, when you get your teens and you get in your 20s or however old you will be, you can reach out. I have no problem with that. But ultimately, going back to, you know, all of them, if that's what it's going to be, I won't hear no complaints about, well, she don't come talk to her siblings and she don't do this and she don't do that. Because you're the parent. Those are minor children. Listen, I'm not a parent. I never claimed to be. Children are expensive. I like expensive electronics. You see, it's not going to match up. I got to choose one or the other. And currently I'm 24 and no hopes of using this uterus anytime soon.
Lead them churn. Yeah.
No hopes of using it anytime soon. I just hope.
Y'all hear me?
Now we do.
Okay.
What was Kenny talking about in the chat?
Oh, he said therapy with ranting, like therapist ranting. I'm gonna say this because I have a bonus daughter. I call her a bonus daughter. Me and my children father been broken up was 1. He's 10. She still calls me her bonus mom. You have to, that relationship have to be facilitated. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, it's not on Erica. It's not on Ben. Good if they were in a good place, right?
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's on Scrappy. Or not Scrappy, just talking in general, because we're talking in general now. In general, it's that parent's responsibility to bring those siblings together. Now, in a world where everything was all roses, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's situation ain't gonna be perfect. I'm not gonna say me and her mom never had a run into. We had a run into. You know what I'm saying? But we ultimately were women enough to realize our kids or siblings. It got to the point where I didn't even call him. I had a relationship with her mom and her grandmother. If I wanted to go pick her up, I would pick her up to do things with my kids. That's their sisters. When I moved to New Orleans, I would still call for her. Birthday parties, she was included. You have to be that type of person. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted my kids to know their sibling. So when me and him wasn't in a good place, girl, I ain't care. He would call and say, let me talk to the kid. I got all of them. When it came down to her application fee for college, I paid it. When is it due? Oh, I'm going to have the money here. No, I got it right now. Go ahead and pay it. Go ahead and pay it right now. Call me when you get home from work. I'm gonna give you my card number and pay it. Everybody's not gonna be like that. I don't expect everybody to be like that. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, ultimately your mind state should be what is best for the children. And what's best for the children is not to see their parents arguing, because those kids begin to develop resentment towards the siblings because your mama said this about my mama and your mama said that about my mama, and it becomes that, and it fosters them in a resentful relationship that as they get older, they have to realize that it didn't have nothing to do with that. But if they are not given a tool to get over it and get proper therapy and help for it, then it becomes well, I don't need you. You ain't been in my life all of this time, when at the end of the day, as siblings, now y'all see each other at a funeral.
Right.
And it's like, hey, bye.
And that's hard because a lot of times too, and you got to be mindful too, as parents, we got to stop talking about the other parent in front of the children or when the children are in the room. Like a lot of times, because we don't, sometimes you do it and you don't realize you're doing it. And you may talk negatively about the other sibling's parent, and then they come and repeat and say things, and then you want to fight the kid. Because I know one time, like I told you, I used to be a Bacardi and drinking, Newport 100 smoking. I drank. I used to drink, and one day, but I never like drunk in front of my kids. I wasn't like, So then a drunk, but I enjoy a drink or 2 or 5. But one day I'm sitting there drinking water, and the little boy gonna look at me and was like, "What is that? Vodka?" Ooh. I wanted to beat the Vienna sausages out that little boy. I was like, it's water. He was like, like, you know, so obviously somebody been telling you that I've been hitting the Belvedere. Who told you that, little boy? I wasn't like, who told my business?
I'm spilling my beans. Yeah.
So you was sitting around, you know, and the way his look, and he was like, bitch, you's an alcoholic. You know, like, I was like, you know, like,
he had your number. That's what he was
I
saying.
don't need that. Listen, I don't need a laugh.
Water. I'm like, sure, I wish it was vodka. This is water. And what do you know about vodka? And why are you peeping what's in my cup? Because somebody been talking about me, you know. Hard times. Sad situation. But that was just hard for me.
When Papa is a rolling stone and you have siblings all over the place, you know, it's a problem. That's a problem.
Yeah. Listen, I might have a half.
Those siblings become resentful because you had the life and a parent that I never got to know. And instead of them having that anger towards the parent, it translates to the sibling. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, hopefully Imani is, like she said, she loves both of her parents. Mm-hmm. But there's going to come a time when Scrappy going to have to answer questions and say, even though you and my mama wasn't getting along, why wasn't you the daddy to me when I was younger like you was to them? You know what I'm saying? And sometimes as that woman, you create a family, and I promise to God, y'all can ask about me. You know what I'm saying? I used to tell my children that all the time. Listen, man, when your daughter come over here, when she come over here, take her to do stuff just you and her. Because she don't need to do everything with them. Because they get you every day. We in the house with you. She don't get you every day. So she needs that. So therefore, she don't feel no resentment, you know what I'm saying, towards you or towards them. You have to sometimes say, you have to curate that relationship. And I'm sorry, any man or woman who be with somebody and you don't make sure that that other child is good, you are trash.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I said it, stand on it, 100% behind it. If you allow, well, not allow, because a person gonna do what they want to do regardless. But if you cool with somebody not doing what they supposed to do for their child, I don't give a damn about what that mama or that daddy doing. Sometimes it's hard. Mm-hmm. I need to see you putting up a fight for your child. I need to see that. If I don't see that, baby, I can't be bothered with you.
No,
and
the perfect example.
And that person for your kids that you need to make sure it's all done. When Christmas came, ain't nobody, it wasn't no my kids got this and your kid got the lesser.
But I would never do that. You know, when some people think things are going on, because like in my situation, like his ex thought that stuff, like just because he lived here and he was here, my husband works at night. When he comes, he's about to go to work now, but he comes in from work and he don't sit behind his desk. He do hard labor. You know what I'm saying? So when he comes in, he's beat. He's gonna get something to eat, get in the shower, and go to sleep. So he's out until probably about 6, 7 o'clock at night, and then he may wake up or whatever, grab something else to eat, and then just go back to sleep or whatever. But he's not up and active with the kids. He's not unless we have something planned. He's not like hands on, like, oh, I'm here, you know, whatever like that, because he's work and goes to sleep. So the other child would think that because he's here, stuff is going on, like he had FOMO. Like he had the fear of missing out. Like, so that's why he like told him we went to court, he got custody, and he was living here for a while, but it just didn't work out because the mother started causing too much trauma, you know, calling and want to fight and causing too much. It was just too much. But they have fear of missing out. Like you said, the kids would take it out on the other kids because they'll think that the child is getting something or be nasty, because he would be nasty to my other son and be rude to my son. And thinking that his father's doing something with him that he's not doing with him. And I'm like, well, when you came and you live here, you see this nigga sleeping. So he would tell me like, all he do is sleep all day. Like, this is what it is. Like, I thought it was going, I was like, child, I told you ain't no fun. You know what I'm saying? The funnest thing you gonna get is a cupcake. You're gonna decorate some cupcakes, you know, whatever like that. But I don't hang out on the street. I'm not a street person. I have agoraphobia. I don't even like being around people. So I'm not outside in the thing. So we're most of the time in the house. I try to figure out fun things for them to do, you know, in the house, because I don't like going outside. So he thought it was going to be some type of party. And then when he got here, he wanted to go back home at the first week. Like, he was disappointed. Like, I thought something was happening that wasn't. And I was like, see, you had all that attitude thinking, and it's just as boring as your house.
Mm-hmm.
That part.
Listen, to my siblings, because I do have a younger sister, but she's the same age as my brother. Yeah, I possibly allegedly have a half sibling out there who's half palm colored. I'm just telling you now, I don't resent y'all. I saw my father for who he was in the time that I had with him. I'm good. I ain't got no problems with y'all. Now my sister, she know why we got a problem, and if she don't know, it's because you lied on me. And I don't like people who lie on me.
I would never speak to you again.
Other than that, I ain't got no problem with the little. I don't got no problem with the little kids. And like I said, I allegedly possibly have a half palm colored brother. Where he is in the world, I'm not sure. Where in the world is Carmen San Diego? I don't know.
We need to do a worldwide DNA test because we probably all related. I probably got some brothers and sisters here in this chat. How old are you? Like, you don't know. We need to do a worldwide DNA.
I ain't gonna do it, y'all.
Not Kenny saying we need a story time from who? Who do we need a story time from?
I want to give y'all a story time. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
that's why I've been so quiet.
The trauma I've been through. I've been traumatized. That's why because I don't like people think I'm cold. Like, you're very cold. Like, whatever. You don't have feelings. Like, I do. They're there. It's just that I'm not emotional. Like, I'm not gonna be like crying. My feelings are inside. My feelings are inside. They're in there.
Yeah. A story time about my family. It eventually get there. Not right now, because I don't have time to be calling down to St. Louis and cussing people out because you didn't try to get upset with me. That's not where I'm at in life. I want to be a better person, and being a better person is realizing that toxic family members being out of your life is a good thing, and not interacting with them is also a good thing.
Yeah, see, yours is different. Yours is different, Ranty, because you got no children. My story time would definitely be consistent of my older kid's father, his significant other, the way she dealt with my older children and all that. That's why y'all see I've been quiet, I've been muted, because my story, I'm older than everybody on this panel. So yeah, my story is a little different. My oldest child is 31 and her sibling is 28. So yes, story time with me is gonna be amazeballs. Plus my dad and my dad, he was a Rolling Stone, but he took care of all his children, so I'm not even ever gonna front on him.
I need to get a DNA test on my father. I need to get a DNA test because when I did my ancestral DNA test, none of my father's family popped up, but I got other, because now it breaks down like the parental and the maternal and paternal. So now it breaks down, like, so I see cousins from my paternal side, but none of them are the cut. Like, I don't know if they didn't take, but it's like the last names are not like none of my father's people's last names. That's allegedly my father, and my mother's side is correct, but my father's side is real off. So I think I'm going to be swabbing my alleged dad. If he's a father, because a lot of times, no, because it's like 3 candidates. Because when I was growing up, it was this crackhead on my block named Steve-O. And so everybody used to keep telling me that Steve-O was my daddy. And so then when I went to my mother, and I'm like, I asked my grandmother, so she was like, ask your mother. So I was like, the kids are saying Steve-O's my father. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they was like, she's like, ask your mother. She's like, well, she was messing with him, you ask
before after he got on crack.
She was messing with him before crack. It was BC, before crack.
Got it.
Eventually, I guess succumbing to drugs and stuff, it was the 70s in that era. And she was like, could be. So when I asked her, she was like, who told you that? So I was like, the kids on the street, you know what I'm saying? Because she was like, well, it could be. He could be, but I don't not think that Puerto Rican man is your fault. So people did tell me that I do roll my tongue a lot, like, so, and like I said, I do think I'm Mexican. I've been Mexican for years, for like 7, 8 years. I've been Mexican now. But yeah, I turned Mexican like 8 years ago. But I'm not sure, but I would love to find like to see if that's my father, if it's not, and to get a DNA, because I don't want to, you know, bury my wig and myself without knowing who's my biological father. I need to know.
I said go for it. I mean, eventually.
I'm calling.
I say go for it.
I said go for it. You never want to listen. I don't know that feeling of not knowing who my father is. That's not the case. I do have issues with the man. He no longer here, and I didn't get to tell him what my problems was with him. I feel like, you know, going dark humor. I feel like he just died so he didn't have to listen to what I had to say to him. But you know, that's that. But for me, it would be.
Why is that so funny to me? So I gotta stop.
Yeah, I know that's.
I don't know how many. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how many children my father actually has. Like I said, if you let my paternal grandmother tell it, I have an older brother. But you know, just going by the kids that we know of, I'm the oldest sibling. I'm the oldest child of my father. I know how many kids my mama got. She ain't got no more kids. I was the first. My brother was second, and my sister was a very happy surprise / accident. I don't know. I wanted a puppy. My mama kept asking us what we wanted, a sibling or a puppy, and we told her a puppy, and she said, "Surprise!
Surprise!
You're getting a new baby sibling." But for my father, I don't know how many kids this man has. Like, I didn't even know I had as many little like baby sisters as I did until I went to his funeral. Every so often, it would be like, "Hey, you know your daddy got a new kid, right?" "No, we don't talk." I wouldn't know that. I don't know them kids like that. Like I said, when you're 18 or however old you are and you want to get to know me for yourself, then it can happen. But until then, I can't foster something that nobody is willing to work with me. Like, I'm an adult. Y'all parents are adults. It don't seem like it's going to happen no time soon. I'm okay with that. I ain't got no kids. And I'm not in the space of, you know, y'all come up here and stay with me for a summer and stuff like that. I still live at home, and I'm okay with living at home. I'm comfortable here. I'm not out on my own yet. But just like I feel like, you know, Mace, that would be a great thing to do. We're gonna get DNA testing. I believe I have to do it too. Because I don't want to.
I don't want to hurt my father that's on my birth certificate feelings, because honestly, he's been around more than my mother. Like, my mother doesn't even remember my birthday. Like, he would remember my birthday. Like, he's been around. Like, so I don't want to hurt his feelings, but I want to know for personal. Like, it's a you need to know thing. It's not about hurting anybody's feelings. It's like, you need to know. You need to know if the man on your birth certificate is your biological father, and then, you know, you put it to rest. Or if somebody else is, then it could explain a lot of things about you. It can explain. Right. Why do I have this affinity for tacos? Why do I like tequila? Like,
Maze, do you think you look like? Do you remember what the, not to be disrespectful, what the crackhead looked like? And do you look like the daddy?
I think he's off drug, and he also had a son, because even the son knew, because his son would come around in the summer, because he did have a mother there, and the mother used to like take up for me and stuff like that. I think one time I was in the grocery store on my block, and back then, you know, kids is stealing and stuff, so we was in the freezer. So I'm like, I can steal ice cream. So, you know, you have like the sweater with the sleeves. So I have to put my hand in the ice cream thing and slip like dumb ice cream bars up my sleeve, and then just walk outside, and then give, you know, ice cream. Yeah. So then the man in the store started peeping me, like, after I sold like 30 ice cream. He was like, "Yo, you keep going back to the ice cream thing, but not buying nothing and leaving out." You know, after I did it for the 6th time that day. He was like, so it was like a neighborhood store. So everybody knew each other or whatever like that. So he was like, you know, you still 19. So he's trying to tell my grandmother, you know, on me or whatever. And so the guy who was alleged to be my father, his mother was outside. And his mother always called me Roxanne. Like, and I'd be like, "My name is Maxine." She was like, "Roxanne." And so she was like, but that was the name she wanted to name me, because she knew that her son was messing with my mother. So she came out and she was like, so then the guy was like saying I was stealing. She was like, so what? And what? I'll pay for it. And then she had paid for, like, she was like really defensive. And I was like, Grandma? Abuelita? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Goodbye, Mace.
like,
And with that being said, we go to
listen, Mace gonna get hers done so she can go watch. She got an affinity for tequila and tacos and so on and so forth. I'll get mine done when I got the financial stability back.
And my go-to name is Guadalupe. Okay, Guadalupe. Don't call me Guadalupe. Okay.
Nola's trying to say good night, but y'all can't hear because her phone is acting kind of weird.
Okay, well, good night.
And with that being said, we will do a story time of finding Mace's family. Why she likes tequila and tacos.
Absolutely.
Everybody have a good night. We'll see y'all in the next one.
Night, happy Wednesday.
I know that is not.
That is the Jose. Good night, everybody.
Oh, good night, y'all.